So I made a cut from up here, and it goes all the way down to the anal fin. I went on the side of the ribs, which is why the guts are showing. If you make it a certain way, it might not happen, and that's okay. It won't really affect the way the fillet comes out. And in this case, I'm leaving the skin on. You'll see how I take that off in a little bit. Not the easiest, but it's just the way that I prefer to do it. But so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the knife, run it down the backbone, and just start pulling the meat away from the backbone. Okay, so now what I did is once I started going down the backbone, I just, as soon as I was able to, went down, got up to the bone, and I just started grazing up against it and just going down until I hit this part of the bone. And then I just did that all the way down, except for down by the tail. And then I went back up here and I started going down towards over the rib cage. I don't really like to go through the rib cage because it kind of dulls the knife. But if you have a sharpener, it really doesn't matter. But I don't, so I don't really go through. So once I go over, I start separating that, go down through here. It's a pretty big ridge from the spine, so you have to be careful of that. That way you get as much meat, because typically you lose meat down here, and it is pretty bloody. I should have bled it, but I didn't think about it. And then once you get down through here, you can either go through here and do the same thing across, or you can simply just cut through towards the beginning right here. So you just make a cut through this part of the meat and then cut it out and then cut around the rib cage. But what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to just go through here and cut basically what same way. Just go from here all the way down and then just cut it one big cut. Okay, so now I just made that cut all the way from here all the way down towards the tail, and now you have one fillet of meat with skin on. But I will show you how to get that off in a second. But simply all you got to do is flip it over, do the same thing on the other side, go from the soft spot all the way down, take the meat off from the bone, go down, cut the skin, done. And then in order to get this the skin off of here, what you're going to want to do, you might want to wash it. I don't know, I don't like to because it takes some of the flavor out of the fish. But what I do is I take my knife and then I'll do what most people do with skinning fish is I'll take that and I'll go down, but not all the way through, and then I'll get between the meat and the skin, and then I'll just go along towards the end of it. But with catfish, since their skin it's tough, but it's easy to cut through, easier than other fish, so you want to be careful. And I'll just cut all the way through. So what I did first is I made my knife, made an incision, but not completely through, just where it makes it a little flat. That lighter color part, that is the skin. So I'll take my knife and I'll drag it all the way through to the other side of the fillet. Okay, so I went all the way through, got the fillet separated from the skin. What I usually do is either, if I'm out by the lake, I'll throw this back in the water, but since I'm not, I'll bury it and maybe make a garden later on in that area, but not completely sure yet. I'll probably make a future video if I do that. But yeah, here's your whole fillet. Kind of bloody right now. Probably wash it with some salt water. Probably not, I don't know. It usually takes out the flavor. But yeah, just do the same thing on the other side. And yeah, That's how you fillet a catfish.